this is one of the most kick-ass. This is a gangster story, like Guerrero, Mexico. One of the many hotbeds for drug lord, gang activity, kidnapping, and executions. There has been an armed militia who has kidnapped the mother of the leader of the Tequileros. I massacred that name. So they kidnapped the mother of the gang who kidnapped citizens. D. Elamonte, the leader of the gang, his mother has been kidnapped by armed civilians who said that they would exchange the drug lord's mother for the people that particular gang has kidnapped. Specifically, one of them is a woman who identified herself. This is according to the Associated Press. She identified herself as De La Paz Duquesne's wife, the engineer who was most recently kidnapped by the gang. She identified herself as his wife and said on a video that the townspeople had the drug lord's mother and the gang leader's mother and would exchange the woman for her husband. She said, quote, "We have your mother here. I propose an exchange. I will give you your mother if you give me my husband, but I want him safe and sound." So the state government has sent in about 220 troops, and they are trying to facilitate the exchange of the two hostages, essentially. And so this is a kick-ass story on so many levels. I mean, they got tired of people disappearing, got tired of people being kidnapped, and so they kidnapped the mother of the gang leader. Now, it is a kick-ass story. But the other side of the equation is when you get your husband, I hope you have some passports to get the hell out of Mexico, because I just don't know how that plays out if you stay in the same city, let alone the country, you know. Yeah, like, I don't know how this ends, but desperate times call for desperate measures. And so they did the first step. I mean, they took a huge risk, and they did it in the most gangster of ways and kidnapped the mother of the gangster who kidnapped their loved ones. So I definitely want to keep an eye on this story to see how this plays out in the immediate. Like, does the transfer of hostages actually go well? And then in the long run, how this particular family actually makes it out in the long run, because some of the most horrific and graphic executions by gangs that we've seen have come from cities just like this.